Hey guys, welcome back to the Ctd Podcast. Obviously here with Madolo and our newly joined, not intern anymore, official Mr. Jakers into the group.
Thank you.
Jake, why don't you introduce yourself to our viewers?
My name's Jake. I went to school with Brandon. I just met Christian a couple of years ago, but I knew they had a YouTube channel, and after a long fight with Brandon to let me in, I am here now.
Nice. So, Jake, you got a pretty cool background as far as deer go, don't you?
Yeah,
Why
I
don't
spent a couple of years, well, not a couple of years, couple summers down in Texas working on a deer farm for a summer internship in college, so it was very neat. I learned a lot.
It's pretty cool. So, in this week's podcast, first of all, we'll start by apologizing. It's been, a couple months since we've put out a video. It's been tough. We've all been real busy at the beginning of the summer, and we haven't been able to get together to film a video. So, we're back, and the goal is going to be one a week, one podcast a week.
Yeah, we can try it.
As long as, we can find the time. But this week we're going to talk about our turkey season recap. We're going to let you guys know how our turkey season went. And we're going to dive into the mobile hunting again. So that's something that me, Brandon, are pretty big on as far as the way we hunt. Jake, he's a little bit different. He doesn't do mobile hunting. So it'll be nice to have a third-party insight, for you guys. The podcast is going to be geared towards somebody who may not know what mobile hunting is, and we'll give you our opinions on what kind of gear you should get, why, what direction you should choose. Somebody who's got no idea about anything, give you some insight. So, Brandon, why don't you tell them how our turkey season went?
Let's see. It started off super hot. Me and Jake went to Pennsylvania. You can find that on there. Pennsylvania opened 2 days before, but you couldn't hunt on a Sunday, so we got a day of turkey hunting in before New York. So we were lucky enough to get permission to this farm down in Pennsylvania, and saw about 20 birds opening day, and I could not capitalize. Let's just say that. Missed the Jake. I didn't really care because I've never killed a bird out of state before, so that would have been a first, and missed that bird. And then we moved to New York, and me, Christian, and Nick went out, and me and Nick doubled up the first day within 3 hours.
Yeah, that was a good hunt.
And that set the tone for turkey season. After that, for me anyways, it kind of went straight downhill.
Yeah, no, it was definitely much. We set the bar real high that first day, and after that,
It was kind of a weird season, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, the birds were quiet
yeah.
for the opener, and then once we got towards the middle of the year, at least for me, they were way more vocal.
Yeah.
It was weird, up where we hunt on that farm, the birds were going nuts opening day, and then I felt like after opening day, there wasn't a bird up there, which
Yep.
there was a decent amount of people actually hunting up there with his cousin and stuff. So it's not like a huge farm, but yeah. How about you guys?
Yeah, no, and we all got birds.
Did you kill a bird?
I did. I ended up killing one, a week after you guys did. I was alone. Nick was supposed to come out and film with me. He didn't show up. Shout out, Nick. Thanks, Nick. So, yep, we got your guys' hunt on camera. I gave it my all. For those of you who try to film your hunts, you know that filming turkeys is a whole nother level. You gotta have definitely two people. Self-filming turkeys, you can be done, but with a DSLR camera and you gotta adjust the lens, you need two hands, and it's very difficult. So, unfortunately, I didn't get the kill shot on camera for that hunt. I got footage, but I ultimately decided not to put out a video. So it is what it is, and we all didn't tag out.
No, none of us tagged out. Everybody got a bird though, right? Did Nick get a bird?
Nick, yeah, remember you guys doubled up.
Oh.
That's a false statement. I did end up tagging out.
Did you really?
Yeah, I got 2 birds.
Oh, nice.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I shot my first one a day after he shot his up by my house, and then that that next weekend I shot one Sunday
No shit.
up at Kevin's.
Oh, well, you gotta send me a picture of it, and we'll post it.
Yeah.
So, anyways, let's dive into the meat and potatoes of this week's topic, which is the mobile hunting for somebody who has no idea what mobile hunting is. So, Jake, you have no idea what mobile hunting is, right?
Not a clue.
Yeah, and that's kind of the style of hunting that me and Brandon do. And Brandon, what do you think mobile hunting means? Like, what does it mean to you?
Let's see. When I first started, it was just about being able to move around, and whether that be having multiple stands or a climber. To me now, it means being able to move around quickly and with no weight, like little to no weight. And I think that's what we're kind of gearing towards now, is lightening our packs, especially with all our cameras and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that gets heavy really
It
quick.
does. It made a huge difference. Like,
Yeah.
big learning curve last year's
Yeah.
season as far as camera gear and whatnot.
Yeah. But when we first started off with climbers, it was like, man, I don't know if I want to do this.
You know, now you say that, and I think about it, we've kind of tried to mobile hunt almost since we've all started
Yeah.
hunting together,
Yeah.
but it's never been like,
Mobile hunt.
yeah, right. You know, we never
Yeah.
thought of it like that.
Yeah. That's what it means to me. What about you guys?
So, originally, the reason why I got into this mobile hunting thing is because the place I was hunting had a lot of land, and I didn't want to buy 50 tree stands. I didn't want to spend the money on 50 hang-ons, 50 sets of climbing sticks, and go out and hang them all up and then tear them all down, because I only hunt this place during bow season, and I just didn't have the time for that nor the money. So I ended up getting in the climber. That's how I first started. I got a summit climber, and worked fine. It's comfortable, but it was really big, and you were limited on what kind of trees you could get in. It had to be straight, and you know, you couldn't really walk through thick stuff with it on your back. It gets caught up and everything. So after that, I moved to my hang-on setup, which I've hunted with the past 3 years, and I really liked that. It was a little bit lighter, a little more efficient, and I actually really enjoyed it. And this year, I finally broke down and I bought a saddle. So I'm really excited about it. I think it'll level up my game a lot more. And the reason why I changed from the hang-on to the saddle was because it's much lighter, and typically towards the middle of the season, you start to get burnt out. You know, after the rut, once gun season starts, you're seeing less deer because everything's scared, and then you know, it's just that extra mental aspect of I got to carry it in this 20-pound tree stand and hang it and then tear it back down. You know, I'm hoping now that I've got the saddle and it's much lighter and it's going to be much easier to hang, I can just go in and it's like, all right, I don't have to set up this giant tree stand and take it all down. I can just climb up there quick, hang out, hunt, and leave.
Yeah.
So
I think, I don't know, I've been thinking about getting a lone wolf tree stand just because they're, I don't know, what are they, like 6 pounds
they're
or
light.
something?
It's just after hanging a stand. So with the XOP stand, 2 years that I hunted out of it, I would hold it up with one arm, reach around the tree, and try to strap it in, which is honestly pain. So then the XOP came out with the Quick Connect bracket, or they may have had it out for a while, but that was when I found it. So I hunted with that for a year, which was last year. Made it a lot easier, but still, it's another piece of bulk you got to carry.
I was gonna say carrying it up the tree would probably be the biggest thing.
That's what
getting it off.
That's
your
my
back.
biggest complaint about a hang-on stand. I love being able to sit there and stand up and move, turn around, and spin around, and like it's your traditional tree stand, and that's how I've hunted most of my life. So that's what I like about it. But I'm excited about the saddle, and I think I'm gonna enjoy it.
Yeah.
But, you know, as somebody who doesn't mobile hunt, what would be your question about where to even start? Like,
Well, I'm new to bow hunting. I got a saddle for my birthday.
oh, you did get a
Oh,
saddle?
I did
yeah,
get a
that's right.
saddle.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I have not a clue how to use
Hawk.
it or anything.
Yeah.
But I guess my biggest question is, is there a specific tree you need to use? Or
So I
is it
think that's, I mean, Brandon, you would know even more, but I'm assuming, from what I understand, you can hunt pretty much out of anything with a saddle.
Yeah, the only tough thing about a saddle sometimes is like leaning trees.
Okay.
Like it'll be hard to like almost pivot. Like
Yeah.
you had to get your tether or right,
Yeah, you treat each other.
like set up correctly. Like whether that be like sometimes if the tree's like leaning this way and I'm leaning it off that way, then I'll put my tether like more over on my right side, so then you can swing easier because it'll almost pull you that way.
That makes
But
sense.
there's so many like not as much with the Hawks because there is no adjustments on the Hawks, but other than your tether, but like your bridge and everything like that, and even cruise saddles, which is like $200, which I'll probably, if I don't get that lone wolf tree stand, I'll probably just get like a cruise saddle and just slowly work my way up.
I would just stick with the saddles.
I know, but still, it's like one with this. I don't even know if I would want to sit there for 2 hours, 3 hours, let alone.
Everybody's probably dying to know what the hell happened.
Yeah, I got in a dirt bike accident
Yeah.
and almost
Broke
died.
your back.
Broke my back in several different spots, and thankful to be walking. And yeah, that was rough, but we'll get there. I gotta start shooting my bow. It's only been 3 weeks since it happened, so a couple more weeks we'll be out there shooting bows.
So let me ask you, was the saddle gifted to you?
Yeah, it was a birthday present.
Okay. Did you ask for it?
I did, yeah.
Okay, so what made you decide I want a saddle versus a tree stand?
I did. Online, watching YouTube videos,
Yeah,
I
I
see
would
a lot
say
of people using it.
The marketing right now is really heavy towards saddle hunting.
I had no idea what saddle hunting was until
Yeah,
the
I
hunting
didn't either.
public
Yep.
came
Yeah.
out with it. Like
Right.
they blew that up.
And there's tons of different saddle hunting brands out there. You know, Tethered, Cruise, Trophy Line, Hawk.
How long do you think before Tethered and hunting public make a saddle?
I'm sure it won't be long.
I bet you they're making one right now.
I bet you
They have a
probably are, too.
backpack together. Like
Yep. That's the saddle I bought. So I decided to go with the Tethered, their new lockdown saddle. And I'm super excited about that. So let's kind of just talk about why somebody would choose to go, in our opinion, for a tree stand versus a saddle. Why would you sway somebody in one direction or the other if they asked you?
Well, saddle, the biggest thing is being able to like pack in light, especially if you're walking a long ways, and like you said, hang that stand. Like the more I think about it, the more I don't want to hang on stand. Like I told myself I would never do it again after the last time I hung one. And I was like, you're staying in this tree until you fall off of it. I don't care if I don't sit in you again, because it wasn't the lightest, but it was still like 13 pounds, and it's like, man, that's not a lot. Like
Right.
it is a lot when you're trying to
Especially after walking
Yeah.
in with it.
hold yourself up on the tree, yank it down, even though you should have a safety harness on, but still.
Right.
But yeah, saddles are just way lighter. You can get into the tree quickly, and I don't know. I just like them. You can
Right.
get around the tree.
So obviously our opinion is for whatever you guys want to take it. You know, we've hunted out of both. Brandon's hunted out of both. I've hunted out of just a tree stand, but I've seen the effectiveness of a saddle. So this is kind of just our insight for somebody who's thinking about doing one or the other. Now, my first question to somebody, if they ask me, do I want a saddle or do I want a tree stand, would be, what are you doing with it? You know, are you walking a mile? Are you walking 100 feet? That's the first thing you got to ask yourself. How far is it to the location you're hunting? The next thing you got to ask yourself is, how long am I going to leave the tree stand there? Am I going to set it up and tear it down the same night? Or am I going to set it up and leave it there for a few days and sit in it a few times, then tear it down? You know, if that's the case, maybe you wouldn't mind getting a regular tree stand, a hang and hunt tree stand.
And I have also just literally like multiple times actually, when I know like this is a good spot, like especially like at my parents' house during the rut, like one year the rut will be like super. It's so weird, and people are gonna be like, "What is this kid talking about?" But like one year there will be like $10 every day at this spot, and then the next year it'll be like $10 at this spot, and it's like it's always moving around. But once you find that spot, you're bound to get an opportunity at a buck. Obviously, there's that one spot where it's like there's always gonna be buck
Yep.
here, there's doe here.
Yep.
So, I've literally hung my sticks, hung my platform, sat there, and then left everything there. Just took my
Yep.
camera arm down, left my tether there, obviously wore my saddle out, and then the next morning I can just get back up into that tree.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, so the next thing, are you hunting public land or
Yeah.
private land? Because, and then again, how far are you going in these locations? Do you trust the people in your area not to steal your stuff?
yeah.
Because we hunt private land. We don't ever hunt public land. It's something we want to try. But personally, I would never trust anybody leaving my stand on public land not to steal it.
Yeah.
So I would never do that. But if you're hunting private land, I wouldn't have a problem leaving my stand out there for a couple days, and I've done it before if I know I want to come back.
Yeah.
The next thing you got to ask yourself is how much you want to spend, because you can go really cheap or you can go really expensive in both categories. And yeah, I mean,
Pay for what you get.
you really do. You pay for what you get, and I've gone the cheap route, and it's not something you want to really do, because and the best thing you can do is decide. And it's really hard to do this because every year new things come out and you're like, man, I really want to try that. But the best thing you can do is try to really decide and do your research about how I want to hunt, and stick with it, learn it, get really good at it, efficient with it, and just go all out in that category. And the last thing you want to do when you're hunting and you're trying to enjoy yourself and relax is be all fucking sweaty and mad at yourself because your stuff's not hanging right and you can't get it up the tree. It's just a headache.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
I will say, like, as much as like hate Hawk has, their saddles are not bad. Like,
And that's probably an entry level saddle.
that's what I mean. Like, so like when I was
What'd
the
you pay
first
for that?
one, like $200.
Okay.
So when I first started, like, saddle hunting wasn't new, but like to us it was new. Like, nobody had a saddle, nobody talked about getting a saddle. One day I saw it at Sportsman's Warehouse and was like, man, I'm gonna buy it. And try
And
it.
the Hawk is like commercially available. It's
Yeah.
available at just about any outdoor store.
It's not like small town or small like person businesses or whatever, like Tethered or Lone Wolf or anything like that. They're all over the place. I'm sure you guys have seen them.
Yep.
So
Yeah, that's kind of the entry level market for a saddle, and you've had that for 1 or 2 years.
way more than that. We remember the first time I used it was at my grandpa's house behind the barn, and you had your hang on.
Oh, so what, 3 years?
Yeah, it's been 3 or well, this year will be 4.
And you like it?
Yeah, I don't mind it.
There-
The only reason why I would get a different one is because the pinch points and the adjustability of the newer saddles.
Which there are things you can buy to help with the pinch
I
point.
just saw that. Are you talking about the thing that you put between your
Yep.
bridge? That's awesome.
Yeah.
I thought about getting that, but
So there you go. There's a testimony from Brandon that a cheap $200 saddle will get you in and work just
Yeah.
fine. On my end, the first thing I bought was the hang-on, and I bought it used on Facebook. I got the XOP Vanish stand with a set of Muddy Pro climbing sticks, and I think I paid $350 for it, and I loved it. The sticks, the Muddy Pro climbing sticks, in my opinion, I still have not found another stick that is as easy to hang as a Muddy Pro stick. The cam cleat is, in my opinion, the best attachment method for a climbing stick.
Yeah.
It's the fastest, and I just love it. That's what I like. So,
yeah.
yeah, that's another thing. If you're gonna need sticks with any stand you buy, and like we can talk about this for hours. There's
Yeah.
so many different brands, so many different styles. Just watch YouTube videos. There's tons of videos of people buying stuff and reviewing them, and you can mash all that information together and formulate your own opinion. And that's what I did. And yeah.
Yeah, sticks are definitely a game changer.
Yep.
You can.
I went and I spent money. I went to the Great American Outdoor Show in Pennsylvania this year, and I bought the tethered one sticks, and they are light as hell, and I love them. That's gonna make a huge difference. Like compared to my Money Pro sticks, they're like a fraction of the weight. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Doesn't even take up anything in your hands.
Another thing is, like I think about this too. Like, so I just pack my camera right in my backpack. Like I'm not, like I don't stick it in anything. I just shove that thing right in there and take the lens off and put it somewhere where it doesn't get busted. And I have put that camera through the ringer, and it's a really good camera. But anywho, that's not my point. Is like when you have like for example, when we had our climbers on and we had to stick that backpack on the back of the climbers,
Yeah.
I felt like that was the worst thing ever. Even with like a hang on, I never did it, but I just feel like it's so uncomfortable.
And that's where the saddle game takes that to the next
Yeah.
level as well. Is the compactability
Yeah.
and the transportation of everything you need is so slimline. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, is there any questions that you would have as a saddle hunter that you can think of? Like, why would you choose to buy this versus that? Or
Not really. Not that
No.
I can think of.
so yeah,
I
I
was
mean,
just thinking more of like when you do get your saddle, what's the best spot? Like if you're hunting a small area, would you rather be deep in the woods or on the edge of a field? And is there pros and cons? Is it easier or harder?
I mean, I'd say it doesn't. That all depends on your scouting. Whether you want to go deep in the woods or.
Okay.
I mean, either way. A straight tree is a straight tree, and if there's deer walking by it, you'll be fine with a saddle.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about the saddle, from what I understand, is you can swing around the tree,
Yeah.
so you can kind of keep the tree in between you
I was
and the
gonna
deer.
say the
Okay.
biggest thing for me is like if you know a spot and you've hunted there all your life and you're like, I know the deer are to come from this way, which always doesn't happen that way, but like when you set up, put you in front of or the deer and you between the tree between you and the deer. Dear
Yeah.
God, yeah. And obviously, are you right-handed or left-handed?
I'm right.
So you're like this.
Well,
So your
okay,
strong
yeah.
side shots will be off
Yeah.
to your left.
yes.
Yeah, so
Yes.
wherever you think that way, it's easier to go obviously
Okay.
this way than turn that way. But
And one big thing of why I changed from the saddle from the hang on to a saddle this year, and I want to put it all on this. The only reason I really did is because of the Trophy Line Mission platform. The platform is very large. It's a little bit bigger than the tethered Predator XL.
is that the platform you're getting?
That's the platform I'm getting. And you can stand on it. It's big enough for you to stand. So if I want to stand and feel like I'm hunting out of a traditional tree stand, of course it's not going to be as big as one, but I can still stand in it and feel like I'm standing.
Right.
I have that almost dual capabilities or whatever. And saddle looks much more comfortable.
Yeah.
It's like a little
It's definitely comfortable, and I will say like I think one big thing that held me back was like, dude, I don't want that rope. That's the only thing holding me up. But I feel like it's way safer. Like as soon as you get up to the top of the tree, you're locked in, like at all times.
And I will say, after gathering all the gear I need to start saddle hunting, you're going to spend more than a hang on.
Oh yeah.
It's way more expensive. I'm already, just in the saddle alone, $500 deep, almost. And then if just the ropes alone that you need, a lineman's belt and a tree tether, it's another $120 minimum. So, and then if you want to up your setup even more and get some ropeman ones, for those of you who don't know, it's a mechanical cruciate knot, essentially.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
It makes it much easier. That's another $100. It adds up real fast.
You have one for your bridge and for your tether.
Yep.
One thing that I thought about is I just thought about it. Do you use like the easy hang, or you don't? You don't really bow
I
hunt.
don't really bow
You
hunt.
use the easy hang things.
Yes.
Yeah, I hate those things when saddle hunting.
Were you talking about to hang your bow?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you either have to put it all the way around here and have it stick around like that.
You just gotta put it up higher.
Higher, dude, you're gonna be like this trying to grab your bow.
Well, your bow's gonna hang down.
No, you're still gonna be drawing back. It's gonna get in the way.
So if you hang it really high,
Yeah.
your handle to your bow is gonna be down here. So it'll be up out of the way, and your bow will be eye level.
I mean, I guess maybe for you because your bow is long, but my little 27-inch, I don't care how high I got that thing's still gonna be in the way at
Yeah.
some point.
Or you can hang it low.
Yeah, but see, that's like, you just gotta get the little tiny ones. The
Yeah.
little tiny ones that stick tight to the tree, dude. I love those bow hangers.
Well, they make little tiny easy hangs.
Yeah, just the one and then the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
It's a
So-
waste of money.
Yep. Looking forward to getting into the saddle game. It's light. Trying to think of there's no other things as a new saddle hunter.
All right, I just gotta get out and try it and get familiar with it before.
Yeah, you definitely. The
Yeah.
biggest thing is like, if you are gonna bow hunt this year rather than just film, like, you definitely want to shoot your bow out of it.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
that is one big thing that I think screwed me over
Oh,
last year.
I will say one very important thing. If you go for a saddle or a hang on, whatever you're gonna do, practice with it.
Mhm.
Because the last thing you want to do is get out there the first day of the season and figure it out then. Because then you're going to be pissed
Mhm.
when you're trying to get everything set up and you have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah,
And just
that's
winging it.
not fun,
Yeah.
especially in the dark. If you're going out in the morning.
Yeah.
Ew.
And I've done it.
Yeah.
Even after practicing, it's still like, how do I do this again? Like,
Yeah.
you know? So that's very important. So my kind of style of hunting, we'll go into that, is I do like dual. So I've got probably 7 or 8 hang-ons, and I'll go out and I'll set them up before the season starts with no sticks. Then what I'll do is I'll carry in my sticks every morning. And so I'll set up my hang-ons predominantly in morning hunt areas, sits that I'm going to do in the morning. That way I don't have to set up in the dark. So I'll hang my stands, I'll hang 6 or so of them, however many I have, before the season starts in areas that I'm going to hunt in the morning, and I'll just carry my sticks in. So that way I don't have to worry about somebody stealing my stand, because they're not going to be able to get it unless they want to drag sticks in to wherever it is and climb up and grab it. And then I don't have to buy a bunch of different sticks. So if you buy one set of good sticks, you can just carry them in and get up in your tree. And then typically I'll use I'm going to use the saddle, and what I use my hang on for is afternoon sits. If I want to try a new spot, I'll climb up, hang it, take it with me at the end of the night. And if I see a new spot on the way out and I'm like, man, I want to try that tomorrow morning, I'll take my saddle in there and hunt it in the morning. So.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's what I'll probably end up doing at my parents' house. Because, like,
It's nice to have both options.
yeah.
In the morning, you wake up late and you're like, man, I woke up late. Now by the time I get out there and hang everything, it's going to be light. I'll just can hop in the stand I already have hung already. You know, towards the later in the season, if you start to get burnt out, it's not much of a headache. It's like, okay, I can just go in there and sit in this stand I already have hung.
Yeah. As much as I like saddles and stuff, like at my parents' house, like I said, during the rut, like the only time I ever hunt my parents is end of October. Like, unless you guys are going to the meads and I'm not just, or cut that out.
Oh, well.
You guys are going up to where you guys hunt that farm in Pennsylvania there, or half Pennsylvania, half New York. I'll go to my parents, but just having something that you don't have to set everything up and waste time doing that, because it's definitely like, it was way easier before we started to film. Like, even, I don't know, even hanging the camera arm is just something something added.
Yeah, everything. Hanging your bow and getting the camera arm and getting the camera gear out. It takes, I don't know, how long does it take you to get set up? For me, with my hang on, I could probably be up the tree with everything ready to hunt in 20 minutes.
I was gonna say maybe 20. It's way faster with a saddle too.
Yeah.
Like you'll see, like that's just one less thing. All you have to do is hang a rope and just clip in. And you're
Right.
good.
Yeah, that's what I'm excited about, not having to lug that tree stand up.
The one thing that I do need to come over and we need to figure out how to do is switch that ratchet strap on my
Yeah.
camera arm.
You have to buy something.
I have a pull strap.
Yeah, we'll
for
use
it,
that.
but I might have like my sister just sew something on there, so it just clips right in and I'm good to go. Because I'm not using that ratchet strap again.
So, what's some new gear you're gonna add to your arsenal for saddle hunting this year?
Well, if everything keeps on healing, I'll probably get a different saddle for one.
What are you
and
thinking about going with?
Cruise.
Cruise saddle?
Yeah.
The one with the dual pleat?
Dude, I don't know. Just a cruise saddle. They're just good saddles.
Watched, those were the ones I was gonna go with.
Yeah.
And I saw them at the Great American Outdoor Show, and they're very high quality.
I think
and the
they're-
stitching felt like
Yeah.
nice, like it looked nice, like professionally done.
Yeah.
And I believe the guy told me that they're all hand stitched.
They're awesome.
Don't know for
saddles.
sure. Don't quote me on that, but I think he said that.
And they're not that expensive at all. They're like, I would,
You know, Trophy Line just came out with a new
Yeah.
saddle. That thing is slick.
yeah.
Looks nice.
I would say it probably goes, honestly, Hawk, Trophy Line, Cruise, and Tether. I don't really know of any other saddle companies.
Nick's
other
got
than
a
those.
tethered saddle, and it's high quality. You know, that's their thing, and that's their niche, and they do a good job.
Yeah, I'm sure they're great saddles, but they're.
But also, that's not to say
something.
that others aren't good as well. You know,
Yeah.
they're all good. It's all, but they all have, you know, it's a preference thing.
Yeah.
And
I-
also, it is a brand thing too.
It's almost like Sitka gear. Like
Yeah.
I'll never buy
You gotta
a piece
be-
of Sitka gear.
You
I
can
won't
be
either.
brand loyal.
But that's what these guys, they think it's like the number one thing is like Sitka, like, but I'll
It's
never
high
know.
quality, you
I'll
know?
never know.
But
I'll
I will
never know
only
either.
buy those kind of clothes for cold weather.
Right.
That's when you
True.
need things to perform.
Yeah.
You know, in the warm, anything can keep you bare minimum cool.
Right.
So,
Yeah. I don't know. I just stick to my Huntworth and
yeah.
little knockoff
I mean, it's
saddles.
not bad stuff.
It's great stuff.
Yeah, it's all right.
Huntworth.
It's okay.
I'm here for you.
Yeah. We messaged them. They didn't want anything to do with
Yeah.
us.
Whatever, dude. It's fine. You're crying. I'm not.
So this year, things I'm adding, obviously, tethered one sticks, a new saddle. I'm gonna go with the Trophy Line Mission platform, and I need to get a new pack. I need a new way to carry on everything. I really want to go with the new tethered pack, but man, is it expensive.
Dude. Oh, man. Killing me.
Yeah, that
Just
or
talked about this the other day, too.
maybe a Sitka pack or Trophy Line. Trophy Line's got some nice. They got a lot of options too.
Dude, I'm telling
There's
you.
so many different options.
The best thing I ever did was get that elk hunting style backpack. Like, it's not full bore, like huge, but it's pretty big. And dude, I'll never go back. Like that, I love that thing.
Yeah.
Like, so comfortable. It's got like 4 different straps, so because you're like you're elk hunting, like you're hiking
Yeah.
miles.
Yeah, you do a lot of elk hunting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't film it.
Okay.
I got a couple.
Another thing I'm gonna get, which is really kind of cool product that just got released by Tethered, is a grapple hook.
I saw
Have
that.
you seen that?
Yeah, that's weird.
It's pretty cool. The only thing I'd be worried about is it like cut my bowstring.
Are they that sharp?
I don't know.
Oh.
I mean, they're sharp enough to come with a little cover for them,
Yeah, they're probably pretty sharp.
but I don't think they have like barbs on.
What do
them.
they do? Just drop down,
So,
and
yeah, you
as
just-
soon as it hits something, it just.
Well, you drop it down and just hook it like a fishing hook, kind of. Which is actually super convenient because last year the way I was hauling my gear up was 2 carabiners and 1 rope,
Yeah.
and I dropped the bow and the bag down at the same time. Now you can drop your bow down, release it, bring it back up, drop your bag down, bring it back up.
Now you watch. He'll get this.
It's expensive. It's
he'll-
$47.
He'll be sitting there in the tree, and he'll be like, "This, I can't get this thing."
You know, I am worried about that. Especially if you get into a tree with a lot of branches.
Yeah,
and
like
lower
a
it
bush
down.
at the bottom. You're gonna be like, "Oh my god!" You're gonna call Tether the next day and be like,
Yeah. I don't know. I might not go with it. It's a cool idea. But
"It's a cool idea."
I don't know if it's really practical. It'd be cool to like retrieve if you drop your hat or something.
Or if you
Oh,
throw
really?
your hat.
Yeah, you've done that.
Yeah, you'll have that. I was
So-
just trying to think of something of kind of like how I carry my stuff up. If I'm going a long ways, I think last year I hooked my bow right to my backpack at my parents' house,
Oh, really?
and then I just carry everything up like that.
You know they make bow slings.
Yeah, but that's not as cool.
Yeah. Just-
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't look like a hardcore mobile hunter like that.
Okay. Gotcha. So you got a saddle.
Yeah.
What else do you need to start getting into the?
Probably get a bow would help too.
Yeah, you might need a bow.
I plan on just filming for this year. Until,
You're not gonna hunt.
I don't think so. Not bow.
I mean, if
So
somebody
you got a saddle, so you can still get up the tree.
I can still get up.
You
in
need
the
a
tree.
platform though.
I do need a platform. I do believe. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to get a platform,
Yep.
and then you'll be good to go.
Yep.
Nice.
I was thinking about welding a platform, making a platform.
Yeah.
So you have all that aluminum. I just,
Big welder guy.
yeah, you don't make as much.
So
Other than that, yeah, basically Jake needs to get some stuff, and I'm gonna make the call when I feel better to if I want to get a different saddle or what I'm gonna do. It's gonna be definitely a little curve in that, but
So let's do something kind of fun here for our viewers. Let's throw out how much you have in your mobile hunting setup to give them an idea of the ballpark range they're going to spend.
like filming or not filming.
Not filming. We'll do both.
Let's see. I think what are hawk sticks? $100.
I think so.
Maybe.
$120.
So maybe 350
$350.
sticks, piece of shit platform, and saddle.
Yeah. So beforehand, with my hang on, like I said, right around $300 used. New right now, you get the Muddy Pro sticks for $100. They're on sale on one website, and the XOP Vanish, I believe, is like $250. So you're looking at like $350 for that, and that'll give you everything you need besides a decent safety harness.
Wait for this next price here.
Yeah, so this year I've spent a lot of money on the saddle setup because think I'm going to stick with it for a while. Saddle alone, $450. Sticks alone, $350, I think. So that's what, $800 right there. So that's $800 just for sticks and saddle. Ropes for the saddle. It's another $120. $920.
Plus your
I haven't even added this up, and it's making me sick thinking how much money I spent. Plus the Ropeman ones. That's another $100. So, well, we're at $1,020. And they haven't even got a platform yet. Platform's gonna be another $200. So we're looking at $1,220.
All that to shoot a spike.
yeah.
No.
Shot a monster 2.5-year-old. Do it every year.
And
Do
that's
it
that's
every
pretty much it.
Yeah. So what he's saying is we need a couple sponsors.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Somebody. Dear God. Can't even buy my kids a goddamn Happy Meal because of this.
Oh man. Yeah, no. Like I said, you can really add up the price quick, or you can go more efficient route. And it's not necessarily bad. It's something to get started, but It's not. You get what you pay for. You really do.
Yeah, I just think if it works, don't fix it. But I'm gonna fix it this year, just in the fact of like,
Something can always be better.
yeah,
And that's why I think it's hard for us to get something and stick with it for years and years and years. You're like, man, that sounds really appetizing. That could be much better.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, hunting's an expensive sport. It can be, and it can also be super cheap.
Yeah.
It could also be the cost of your license, and you can go sit on the ground somewhere.
yeah.
So
My arrows this year are. I only got 6. They're $110, and plus inserts, plus broadheads.
yeah, I mean,
So
it does half a dozen arrows. You can easily spend $200.
I was gonna say, like, I'm gonna be well above $200 after
Yeah.
all said and done.
It's crazy, man. And that's kind of like, I hate to talk about that kind of stuff because it can be intimidating to somebody who's new to hunting. But you don't need to spend that kind of money. You can
Yeah.
really go out there and do a bare minimum. Like most of my camo is Walmart camo.
Yeah,
It's
that's like
cheap.
something that I don't want to skip out on though. Is like we kind of touched about this before. Is like people are like so anti-hunter and stuff. Like
Mhm.
I'm spending that money on that arrow, so if I do end up hitting that deer in the shoulder, it's gonna go through it. So this is all the arrows and stuff are all about the deer, like
Yeah.
fast and easy.
Well, I think that's a good place to wrap up this podcast. We appreciate you guys watching again this week. Maybe more appetizing to you if you just listen because there's not much to watch here besides our ugly asses over here. So
So
we appreciate you watching, and we hope you subscribe to our channel. We love each and every one of our subscribers, and we appreciate it. We really do. And we hope that you get something out of these videos and enjoy watching them. And if you have any recommendations for next week's podcast, let us know. We'd love to take some ideas from our viewers and bring them to life. So please let us know.
Yeah.
Anything
was
else
fun.
from you two?
no, congrats, Jake. You're in
Thank
it
you.
for the long
Yeah.
run, bud.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks again, guys, and take care.